Good morning, everyone. May 25th, 2020, and welcome to week number 10 of Project 2020. Before we begin, I did want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. We are nearly at 400 subscribers, and I would love to be over that number as we finish up the month of May. So if you are not subscribed, please hit that button now. Let's get to episode number 5 of the Project 2020 show. Hey, and if you're like, wait, episode 5, what happened to the first 4? If you were following along with the furloughed series, I just sort of stopped for a pause for the moment. Though the last 4 to 5 episodes are all based around Project 2020. I think there's like 5 real episodes, but I figured it'd be better to start this with episode 5 than episode 1. So I'll go back and add or edit the titles of those videos to Project 2020, but also add the YouTube playlist. So check that out. I think there's a total of 7 videos already around Project 2020. But for an easy number, we're just going to start here with number 5. So we're here, week number 10. The Ken Griffey Jr. and the Nolan Ryan were just announced, and we're going to talk about those here in a second. But how did we get here? How are we all watching videos? How are we all consuming every bit of Project 2020 news that we can get? And I think it's out of sheer luck. It's everything lined up perfectly for us, and here we are. Yesterday alone, when they announced the print runs, it was staggering. Nearly 60,000 cards were printed yesterday in Project 2020. We thought that 40,000 when it came to the McGuire and the Trout, we thought that was staggering. I mean, nearly 60,000 cards. And I think it speaks to the simple fact. Mike Trout cannot be touched. He will end up our number 1 printed athlete on average when it's all said and done with. It's undeniable that the power of Mike Trout is just too much to overcome. And second here, Ben Baller is right now the number 1 artist, and his ability to move a product or a card in this sense is just incredible. I mean, to think that right now, after 86 cards, he has 3 of the top 10. It just shows his power, and it shows why he's in this product. So you can question why he's in the product as not a traditional artist, but he is here for a reason, and he is moving an incredible amount of product. And I really appreciate and engage his interaction on Twitter when it came to my complete miss on the Doc Gooden prediction. But it's good to see him interacting with a lot of people on Twitter, and it just shows the power of him. So if an artist wants to beat him, they're going to step up their game, because he is an incredible force right now. But let's look at some averages, and let's look back at where we are and what to expect this week with the product. So here we are, taking a look back real quick at how we got here in a sense, and this is of course week number 10. We've had 8 weeks now of cards, or of 10 cards being released in a week. The very first week was only 6 cards because it came out on a Wednesday. Also, if you're thinking or asking where do all these graphics come from or the numbers, please check out the website, crtsportscards.com. Go to my Project 2020 page, and it has everything there for you. And you can quickly reference any number that I talk about here on the show. But look, the very first week with only 6 cards, we averaged 1,731 per card that week. And now this week, last week, we were at 16,475. Even the week before, when you really saw the energy pick up, and we thought those were high print runs, 8,898. So we basically doubled the print run average in 1 week. And that is the incredible emotion or incredible passion right now behind this product. And it also explains why I missed my projection so badly in the Doc Gooden and the Mike Trout. And I missed those so wildly because I didn't follow my own advice. And I kept saying this on a couple different episodes, but I didn't register in my mind when I factored in my numbers. And that is the simple fact that these have become incredibly easy flips. And what does that mean? That means there has been a surge of buyers on the Tops.com website picking up 10, 20, 30 to flip in a couple of months or 30 days or next week or whatever that could be. So I was not listening to my own advice, and that's why I missed those projections by over 10,000. The pre-order numbers just weren't there, and I think it's going to become harder to sort of figure out the numbers for the actual print runs, because there's going to be so much unknown activity on the Tops.com website. But I think I've sort of figured out some numbers here for Griffey and the Nolan Ryan Josh Vids that got announced today. So let's take a look at those right now. First up this week is card number 87, and that is by Joshua Vids. And I think it's important here to look at what he has done before and his previous stats. And so card 14, he released Henderson. Card 26, Doc Gooden. Card 41 is Mariano Rivera. And card 64 is Tony Gwynn. You could argue his best performer, or sort of his best player in a sense, is going to be Ricky Henderson. He hasn't had any of the top names yet, but you can look at his print numbers up top there. Ricky Henderson only did 1,200. The Gooden is 1,100. Rivera is 2,452, and Gwynn is 3,300. So very, very low print runs. He's never had a print run over 4,000. And that brings us to the Nolan Ryan. Let's look at how Nolan Ryan has done before today. So here we are. Nolan Ryan has been released 4 times. This is his 5th card, and now he's paired with Joshua Vids. And Joshua Vids is the 2nd lowest printed artist so far. Him and Natural are basically tied overall. So here is Ryan's history so far with this set. 18 was Blake Jameson. 30 was Gregory Siff. F. Dot at 52. And then Andrew Thiel at 67. Nolan Ryan has been a top performer versus the average the entire print run. So Nolan Ryan's first card, the Jameson, was 72% over the print run before that card was released. The Gregory Siff was 30% over the print run average, and obviously it's his lowest printed card right now. The F. Dot was 70% over the average, and now looking at Thiel, when it comes to cards printed from 57 on, he was 16% over the print run. So where does that leave us with Nolan Ryan going into this morning? So when you look at all the numbers and you realize that Nolan Ryan has been a top performer versus the average, regardless of the artist that he has been with, I simply think he's going to do over 15,000. And I know it's really early. It's only been up for pre-order for a couple of hours now, maybe actually not even an hour. But, you know, the average print run since 57 is 10,500. And so there's to me no way he does under that. And could he do 50% over that? So now we're in the 15, 16,000 range. I think it's very likely, and I think we have to look at what happened this weekend. That's going to continue. It's not going to continue as in a bin ball or Mike Trout performance, but seeing Nolan Ryan right now put up 15, 16, 17,000 would not surprise me. So as you're buying these or pre-ordering these, take a look at that number. It's going to be big, and I think in a week from now, we could see 16,000 not even be in the top 10. So we will see, but now let's take a look at the Ken Griffey from Keith Shore today. And I think I'm pretty safe in saying this, that right now in the community, there's no more polarizing of an artist than there is Keith Shore. Either you love him or you're like, what is he doing with these players? I'm offended by his artwork. And I think that's the beauty of this project, is it's every artist's interpretation of the card. And the first couple he released, I was sort of confused on and was like, I don't know if I really like this. But then when his Koufax came out, I was a massive fan. So I really like his work. And now we have the Ken Griffey right here. And there he is. There's the kid, looking pretty dapper in my opinion in this card. And look, I'm a Mariners fan, no shocker. I'm a little biased in this card. I think it looks fantastic. I love the people in the background. I think it looks great overall. But again, let's take a look back at his previous cards and where we expect Griffey to be based on his performance in this set. So here are Keith Shore's previous 4 cards. This will be card number 5 for him. But leading off for him was Mattingly at 13, McGuire at 28. I think that one sort of confused most people. Then you had the Gibson at 54, and you have the Rivera at 72. As you can see by the print numbers at the top, nothing over 2,000 until we had the surge of Rivera at 9,500. So as I said earlier, a completely polarizing artist, but I think you're going to see another strong performance here from Griffey. But let's look at his performance up till now right now. So this is, of course, Griffey's 5th card, just like the Ryan, and his first 4 in order were number 6, King Saladin at 2,500, Beck at 25, Matt Taylor at 53, and then Rochester at 66. Rochester, of course, is his number 1 printed card right now, but it also is after the Ermsey or the Jameson Ermsey line. But the King Saladin was 50% over the print run at that time. The Beck was 119% over the print run. Taylor's was 37% over the print run. And Rochester was 51% over the print run. So where does that leave us with the Griffey? Look, he's already outperformed every expectation so far of his 4 cards. He's one of the highest printed athletes out there so far. You're easily going to see Griffey top 20,000. I could see him in the 22, maybe 23,000 range. I don't know if he passes the Gooden. As I said earlier, bin ballers cards are a tough thing to mess with at the moment if it's not Trout. So I don't know if he touches that. But if he does surpass that number, that just means the flippers are out in rampant right now to get these cards. So we will see. I think it's a comfortable number right around 20 to 23,000 when it's all said and done within a couple of days. So hopefully, guys, you enjoyed my look in at the artists for today and the players, and it helps you maybe make a buying decision, or maybe you wait and hold to see how these are going. But hopefully you have a great Monday. Hopefully you pick up these cards on the Topps website, and I will see you all tomorrow when we talk about the next two cards.